Imagine a moment when you wake up and feel the weight of the world resting on your shoulders. A weight that seems so heavy it almost breaks you. Now picture yourself rising from that moment with a quiet, unyielding strength. The kind that makes you feel unbreakable. In that moment, you realize that life will knock you down, and yet you choose not to let it shatter you. You decide that you will become unbreakable. This is not about denying the pain or covering up the scars. It is about accepting each mark on your heart as part of your unique, powerful story. It is about understanding that true strength comes not from avoiding hardship, but from facing life's challenges head-on, with courage and grace. Think of a time when you felt overwhelmed by adversity. Maybe it was a difficult breakup, a setback at work, or the pressures of trying to meet everyone's expectations. And yet, despite it all, you found a spark inside that told you, "I am stronger than this. I can rise." That spark is not something that can be taken away. It grows with every struggle, every test, and every moment when you choose to stand tall. With every trial you overcome, you build a reserve of resilience that no hardship can ever completely break. In that deep well of strength lies your unbreakable spirit, a spirit that is nourished by self-love, perseverance, and the unwavering belief that you are worth every battle, every tear, and every triumph. This inner power is what you will learn to nurture in the journey ahead, a journey of becoming unbreakable. And this transformative message is brought to you by Stoic women. Before we dive even deeper into how you can truly become unbreakable, I invite you to pause for a moment and reflect on what unbreakability means to you. Think about a time when you felt that nothing could stop you, a time when you realized that even though you were hurt, you were more than capable of rising again. Now, I encourage you to leave in the comments below a short phrase or sentence that captures your inner strength. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your participation helps build a community of strong, resilient women who are learning together that true power always comes from within. There is a common belief that being unbreakable means never showing weakness, never shedding a tear, never admitting that you need help. But the truth is, unbreakability is not about hiding your vulnerabilities or pretending that you have never been hurt. It is about embracing every part of your journey and using each experience as a stepping stone toward growth. When you learn to accept your pain and see it for what it is, a teacher rather than a tyrant, you begin to transform that hurt into wisdom. Picture a woman who has weathered many storms in her life. She has faced heartbreak, failure, and rejection, yet nothing in her history defines her. Instead, every setback has served as a lesson that has forged her into a strong, compassionate individual. This is the essence of becoming unbreakable. It means embracing your full self, with all your imperfections, and using them to build a foundation of resilience that will carry you through any challenge. In everyday life, being unbreakable shows through the way you respond to daily challenges. Consider a working mother who juggles her career with the demands of family life. Perhaps there have been days when the stress and exhaustion made her want to collapse under the pressure of her responsibilities. But instead of succumbing to despair, she finds moments to breathe deeply, gather her thoughts, and push forward, because she knows deep down that her strength is greater than the difficulties she faces. This is not mere stubbornness. It is the result of years of inner work, of cultivating a mindset that recognizes that life's obstacles are temporary and that every challenge is an opportunity to prove to herself that she is unbreakable. Through her diligent care for herself, whether by setting healthy boundaries, taking time for reflection, or simply acknowledging her own worth, she builds an inner fortress that no external force can breach. The journey to becoming unbreakable is not an easy one. It is filled with trials that will test your resolve and moments when you might feel tempted to give in. But each time you overcome a hardship, whether it is a painful breakup, a professional setback, or a personal failure, you add another layer of strength to your spirit. Imagine the process as akin to the work of a blacksmith. Each strike of the hammer on glowing metal shapes and strengthens the metal over time. Although the metal might become red-hot and malleable in the process, Each impact forges it into something resilient and enduring. So it is with your inner strength. Every trial, every tear, every moment when you choose to keep going even after feeling broken is a hammer strike that refines and hardens your character until you stand strong and unyielding. For women, this path is especially significant. Social pressures often urge you to be soft and accommodating, to yield in the face of conflict, rather than to assert your own needs. Yet, the Stoic philosophy teaches that true power comes from within, and that it is in embracing both your strength and your vulnerability that you become truly unbreakable. Many of you have heard the saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." But the reality of that statement is even more profound. It means that every difficult experience, no matter how painful at the moment, contributes to your growth and prepares you for the next challenge. When a woman learns to view her hardships not as permanent scars, but as beautiful badges of survival, she starts to see that her worth is not diminished by the trials she faces. On the contrary, each challenge that she endures adds to the tapestry of her character, making her a living testament to the power of resilience. Let's take a real-life example. Consider a woman who once found herself trapped in a toxic relationship where she consistently suffered emotional abuse and neglect. For years, she tried to change the other person, hoping that she could mend what was broken. She begged for a glimpse of the love she had once known, pleading silently in moments of despair. But the more she begged, the more she began to feel that she was losing herself. One day, she decided enough was enough. She gathered all the strength she could muster, walked away from a situation that was slowly destroying her, and focused instead on healing herself. Through therapy, meditation, and a slow cultivation of self-love, she began to rebuild her life from the ground up. Over time, she realized that not chasing after a love that would never be truly healthy was the ultimate act of strength. Her heart, though once broken, became a source of power and wisdom that inspired others. This is a powerful illustration of what it means to become unbreakable. It is not a state of never feeling pain. It is a journey of rising each time you fall and embracing the truth that you are more resilient than any hardship you may face. Being unbreakable also means having the courage to set boundaries. Many times, you might feel compelled to give in to others' expectations or allow the opinions of others to shape your own sense of self. But when you become unbreakable, you realize that your boundaries are sacred lines that protect your inner well-being. For instance, if a colleague consistently speaks to you in a condescending manner, instead of enduring the behavior and letting it chip away at your self-esteem, you learn to calmly but firmly assert yourself. You understand that your worth is not defined by someone else's disrespect. In doing so, you not only protect your peace, but also teach others how to treat you. This practice of setting healthy boundaries is a critical part of becoming unbreakable, because it acknowledges that while you cannot control what others do, you can always control how you respond. It is a way of saying, "I value myself too much to let anyone diminish me," so that you can form relationships that are based on mutual respect and genuine care. Real connection is built on the understanding that each person brings their own strengths and vulnerabilities to the table. When you are unbreakable, you are able to share your true self with others without fear of judgment or rejection. You recognize that true strength lies in authenticity, in the willingness to be open about your struggles, while holding steady in the knowledge that you are worthy of love and support. This openness not only deepens your relationships, but also creates a supportive community of women who uplift each other with the shared understanding that every person's journey is filled with battles worth celebrating. In your career, being unbreakable means standing firm in your abilities and refusing to let setbacks define you. There may be days when you face disappointment or criticism that makes you question your capabilities. Yet, by tapping into the Stoic mindset, you learn that while you cannot control every outcome, you can control your reaction. Instead of allowing failure to break you, you see it as a valuable lesson, a stepping stone to improvement. Take the example of an entrepreneur who faced multiple rejections when pitching her innovative idea. Many might have given up and felt defeated, But she chose instead to refine her plan, learn from every setback, and continue pursuing her vision. In time, her persistence paid off, and she found success not because she chased after fleeting validation, but because she remained true to her mission and her inner strength. Her journey is a profound reminder that every no you encounter is not a reflection of your worth, but an invitation to forge even greater resilience. Self-care is another vital pillar in the path to becoming unbreakable. It is easy to get caught up in the endless demands of life and neglect your own well-being. But when you learn to prioritize self-care, you reinforce your inner strength. This might mean taking time out each day for quiet reflection, engaging in activities that nourish your body and mind, or simply giving yourself permission to rest when needed. Consider a woman who, amid the chaos of her busy schedule, sets aside a few moments each morning for meditation and journaling. These moments of stillness become a sacred ritual that reinforces her sense of self and fortifies her against the challenges of the day. By caring for yourself, you are not indulging in self-pity. You are investing in the very foundation of your resilience, reminding yourself that you deserve to feel whole and unbreakable regardless of external circumstances. The journey toward becoming unbreakable also involves learning to let go of what you cannot control. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes events occur that are beyond your influence. The Stoic philosophy teaches that the only thing you have power over is your own mind and actions. When you internalize this idea, you begin to accept that pain and loss are part of the human experience. Instead of fighting against the inevitable or allowing circumstances to crush your spirit, you learn to adapt and focus on what is truly important. Every setback becomes an opportunity to practice acceptance and to strengthen your resolve. In doing so, you stop wasting energy on things that do not serve you and begin to channel that energy into building a life that is resilient, purpose-driven, and unbreakable. There are moments when the road ahead seems dark, and the challenges you face appear insurmountable. Perhaps you have endured trauma, loss, or deep personal disappointment. During such times, the idea of becoming unbreakable might seem like an impossible dream. Yet, even in the deepest darkness, there is a spark of hope, a tiny ember that, with care and persistence, can grow into a roaring flame. Every difficult experience has the potential to be transformed into a source of strength if you choose to see it that way. It is in those moments of profound struggle that you have the greatest opportunity to tap into your inner reservoir and emerge with a renewed sense of self. You learn that while you may be scarred, those scars are part of your story, and they do not detract from your worth. Instead, they mark you as a survivor, a testament to your resilience, and an inspiration to others who face their own battles every day. For many women, the journey to unbreakability is intertwined with the quest for self-acceptance. Society often bombards us with messages that tell us we are incomplete without someone's validation, that our worth is measured by our appearance, our job title, or our relationships. These messages can create a dangerous cycle of self-doubt and the constant need to prove oneself. Yet, the moment you choose to reject those external definitions and instead embrace your authentic self, you take the first step in becoming truly unbreakable. It is an act of defiance against a world that often underestimates the power of a woman who knows her own value. By cultivating a deep sense of self-worth and refusing to let anyone else dictate your identity, you break free of the chains of expectation that have held you back for so long. You begin to live life on your own terms, charting a course that is guided by your inner brilliance and not by the fleeting opinions of others. Every day presents countless opportunities to practice this unbreakable mindset. Whether it is in the small choices you make about how you spend your time or the larger decisions that shape your future, each moment is a chance to build and reinforce the strength within you. You might decide to say no to situations that drain your energy, or you might choose to invest in relationships and activities that nurture your spirit. Over time, these choices become habits, and those habits culminate in a life that is resilient, grounded, and unyielding. Much like a river that carves its path through rock over centuries, your steady, persistent efforts will shape you into someone who nothing can break. Every challenge you face is not a sign of weakness, but a stepping stone toward the person you were always meant to be. A person who is unbreakable in spirit, unshakable in resolve, and full of quiet, enduring power. Real-life experiences are a strong testament to the power of becoming unbreakable. Think of a woman who ventured into a male-dominated industry, where she initially felt outnumbered and undervalued. Instead of succumbing to the pressure or allowing the biases around her to bend her spirit, she committed to learning, growing, and asserting her capabilities every single day. Through hard work and perseverance, she not only proved her competence but also inspired others in her field. Her unbreakable nature was not something that manifested overnight. It was forged in the long hours of study, the moments of setback when she wanted to give up, and the deep inner resolve that kept her going despite the obstacles. Over the years, she emerged as a respected leader, one whose strength came from an unwavering belief in her own potential. Her story reminds us that becoming unbreakable is a gradual process, one that requires patience, persistence, and a steadfast commitment to self-growth. In every aspect of life, whether in family, friendships, career challenges, or personal setbacks, the pathway to unbreakability lies in embracing a mindset that separates your inherent value from the outcome of external events. When you develop the ability to remain calm and centered in the face of uncertainty, you build reserves of inner strength that no external storm can deplete. Every upset, every closed door, is not a failure, but a chance to prove to yourself that you are resilient and that your spirit remains intact. It is through these experiences that you learn to trust your inner voice and to allow it to guide you toward choices that honor your true self. You begin to understand that the most unbreakable part of you is the same part that is capable of love, growth, and endless progress. Sometimes the notion of becoming unbreakable may feel overwhelming, as if it is a goal reserved for heroes in epic myths. Yet, it is important to recognize that unbreakability is not about being impervious to pain. It is about developing the capacity to absorb life's blows and to keep moving forward with grace and determined optimism. It means acknowledging that while life may sometimes leave you bruised, those bruises are proof that you dared to live fully and that you have every reason to stand tall as an example of true strength. Each time you overcome a challenge, no matter how small, you build a history of resilience. And over time, that history becomes a powerful narrative, a story of a woman who refused to be defined by her hardships and instead transformed them into stepping stones toward an unassailable inner core. The practice of reflection, such as journaling your thoughts or meditating on your experiences, can be a key tool in building unbreakable strength. When you take the time to sit quietly with your thoughts, you learn to see the patterns in your life, how each difficulty has contributed to your growth, how every setback carried a lesson, and how every challenge was an opportunity to tap into your inner resources. Through this process, you begin to view pain not as the end of the story, but as part of a larger narrative of transformation where you are continuously evolving and improving. Each moment of self-reflection reinforces the truth that your essence is unchangeable, that no external event can strip away your inherent value, and that you are, in every sense, unbreakable. In time, as you continue to practice these principles, you start to notice a remarkable change in how the world responds to you. People begin to recognize the quiet power in your presence, the strength that comes from living authentically and from refusing to allow life's setbacks to break you. You become a beacon for others who may be struggling, an example that even in the face of severe adversity, a resilient spirit can shine brightly. Your unbreakable nature, nurtured through years of mindful choices, becomes not only your own legacy, but also an inspiration for future generations of women who are looking for hope and guidance in a sometimes unyielding world. Remember that the journey to becoming unbreakable is continuous. It is not a destination that you reach and then rest, but a lifelong path of growth, challenge, and inner transformation. There will be times when you feel like you have reached a pinnacle of strength, only to encounter new challenges that test your resolve in unforeseen ways. And that is perfectly natural. Each challenge is another opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to yourself, to learn new lessons, and to further cement the unbreakable foundation that you have been building all along. Embrace every experience, whether joyful or painful, as a part of the mosaic that makes you who you are. Take a moment now to reflect on your own experiences. Recall a time when you faced adversity, and, instead of crumbling under the pressure, you found a way to stand up again. Maybe it was a personal loss, a professional setback, or a moment when life seemed too hard to bear. In each of those moments, there was an unspoken truth inside you, a whisper that said, "I will not let this define me." That whisper is your inner strength. It is the quiet, persistent force that propels you forward, even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. Recognize that with every challenge you overcome, you become more resilient, more wise, and more unbreakable. It is not the absence of difficulty that makes you strong, but the way in which you respond to it. As you make your way forward, remember that each step you take is a victory, a testament to the power that lies within you. You are not defined by your hardships, but by the choices you make in the aftermath of them. Every refusal to give in to despair, every decision to pursue hope and self-respect, adds another layer to your unbreakable spirit. And as you share your journey with others, you create a ripple effect, a movement of women who understand that true strength is built from within, and that no external circumstance can ever truly shatter that inner foundation. Know that you have the power to create a life that reflects the resilient, vibrant, and unbreakable woman you are. Embrace your scars, your challenges, and your triumphs. They are all a part of the rich tapestry of your existence. Do not let the opinions of others or the misfortunes of life dictate how you see yourself. Instead, let your inner voice be the unwavering guide that always reminds you that you are enough, that you are strong, and that you are unbreakable. Every day brings the opportunity to build on this inner strength. Whether you choose to confront challenges head-on, set clear boundaries with those who might diminish your worth, or simply take time to care for your mind, body, and soul, each conscious decision reinforces the truth that you are not defined by anything outside of you. Your power lies in your ability to choose your thoughts, to cultivate your self-worth, and to live a life that is true to who you are at your core. This power is timeless. It is the same power that has been celebrated in the teachings of ancient Stoics and in the countless stories of women who, despite the odds, rose to become unbreakable. As you continue down this path, remember that true unbreakability is not a static state. It is a dynamic, evolving process. It is a journey of learning, of shedding old beliefs, and of embracing new ways of thinking that empower you to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. It is about developing a mindset that views setbacks as temporary and as stepping stones to a future filled with promise, growth, and enduring strength. With every experience, you add to your reservoir of resilience. You learn, you grow, and you become more attuned to the quiet power that resides within you, a power that no storm can ever erode. Each time you choose to stand by your values instead of compromising them for a fleeting chance at validation, you take a stand that echoes far beyond that single moment. Your actions send a clear message that you are the master of your own destiny and that nothing external can dictate your inner worth. You transform every no you encounter into a building block for a new yes. A yes to your own potential, and a yes to the life you are creating, brick by brick, action by action. And so, in every part of your life, whether in the challenges you face at work, in your personal relationships, or in your daily moments of solitude, remember that you have the strength to be unbreakable. Embrace the lessons that life offers, knowing that with each one you become stronger, more confident, and more whole. Your journey is your own, and every step you take toward honoring your true self adds to the beauty of the person you are becoming. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of what it means to become unbreakable. Your presence, your strength, and your resilience are what make this journey so powerful. Remember to share in the comments a phrase that captures your inner strength and what being unbreakable means to you. Please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like, as your support helps foster a community of women who stand strong together and uplift each other every day. Thanks for being here. If you found value in this, subscribe and walk this path with us. We're so glad to have you along.